Michael Brown, Eric Garner, Laquan McDonald, and here we are today, Minneapolis, with the death of George Floyd.
Listen, now is a time for listening, right? Listening for people who have experiences that are educational about this. And I just want to quote from something powerful that our next guest has written. Sometimes you just want to drive down the street and not tense up when you see a police car. Sometimes you wonder what it's like to fail up as opposed to work twice as hard to be considered half as good. Sometimes you don't want to have to choose between being numb and feeling. He says, on most days, I choose to be numb. Tuesday, I decided to feel. LZ Granderson, he's a host for ESPN, sports and culture columnist as well for the LA Times, and he joins us now this morning. LZ, it's always good to have you on, and your experience here is so powerful. And now, when you look at Minneapolis, you have two powerful images, do you not? I mean, one that is just unforgettable and sad, the death of a black man in police hands, and now the arrest of a reporter covering the follow-up, the aftermath of that. Tell us what that means to you.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me on. I've known Omar for a long time. I actually remember being in the CNN studios with Don Lemon years ago when he was an intern and speaking with him. And last time I spoke with Omar was at Kobe's Memorial. He was covering for you guys, and obviously I was there for the Times and ESPN. And he's always been so respectful, and he has always been passionate about journalism. And to see what happened to him on live television was absolutely heartbreaking. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning Pacific time, and I teared up because I know how traumatic it is to be surrounded by police officers and not quite sure what's going to unfold next. And I know people think, oh, well, it was on camera, it was on television, nothing bad was going to happen. Well, say that to Mr. Floyd. Say it to Eric Gardner. Just being in front of a camera, just being on television isn't enough. Being a professional isn't enough. Being educated isn't enough. Being rich isn't enough. When you have darker skin, there is no insulation for this type of behavior. And so my heart was just broken watching this young man have to deal with that. And it reminded me of my own experiences.
And you lay them out so powerfully in this column in the LA Times. This is the line that struck me the most. I was 12 when an officer placed his gun on the back of my head while his knee rested in the center of my back. I had been sent to the store to buy a gallon of milk. I came home with trauma. And it didn't end. You were arrested, handcuffed in your 20s, and then in your 30s. And I keep thinking about, LZ, what Martin Luther King Jr. wrote in 1963 from Birmingham jail about the white moderate and this moment. And I wonder what you think.
You know, I try not to write too personal from that space because, one, I don't want to make the story about me. Two, I recognize that many others have experienced some of the same things that I have. And three, I have a son, and he's a young man now. He recently just graduated from college. And I can't tell you the fear that crawls across my body when he leaves the house. Still. He's been with the family since the quarantine has happened, and he's an avid runner. He actually was captain of his track team in high school. And I can remember after Trayvon Martin, my husband, saying that we needed to make sure that he had a sweatshirt that said the high school's name on it in big bright letters because he loved to jog in a hoodie. And my husband was afraid because of the neighborhood that we were in that something bad may happen. And so, I didn't write the piece to have sympathy for me and my family. I wrote the piece because I wanted people to understand what it was like. And it's not just about your education level. It's not just about where you live. It's not just about, whether or not you're respectable. It's about humanity. And I'm hoping that, particularly some of the white individuals who are still confused about what is going on will read the piece and recognize that it is so stressful at times just to be Black in America. And I'm not overstating that. I still tense up. I'm 40 some years old. I've been to grad school. I've won awards. I still tense up because I don't know if this is the day. And it's real. It's not made up. This is real.
LZ, thank you for sharing that. It's important for people to hear it.
Yeah.
We're feeling it as we hear it from you. And I just hope we find a way forward. I really do.
Thank you, LZ, for being here. I hope every single person reads every single one of your words in this. We'll be right back.
So I had